Mr. McDonald, what of action here this evening? The momentum is getting hot, the place is getting fever pitch, and we see a lot of commotion here tonight, Brian.
Yes, a bad piece of discipline by the Guadeloupe and Martinican boxers involving the coach and the entourage as well. At the bell, one of the boxers from Guadeloupe stayed in the corner where the Martinican should have gone, and in approaching him, he headbutted the opponent, and the opponent headbutted him back, and then the coach from the Martinic came pushing him, and then there was a big squabble and a rel. You know, but it didn't get into a real barrage and a brawl. I saw one little bottle being thrown, but that wasn't anything too much. But this is not good for boxing at all. We need to have discipline in the sport of boxing. And normally the emotions really run high between those French countries, Martinique and Guadeloupe. We've been to Martinique before, suffered some very poor decisions. We've taken it with a grain of salt, we've moved on. But we see the Martinicans not being very happy. They wanted to fight, they wanted to quarrel, they wanted to protest. But they were given the match by disqualification, rightfully so, because the Dorelier, the boxer from Guadeloupe, it was really a poor piece of sportsmanship and poor discipline. And I'll tell you what, the organization, the officiating leaves a lot to be desired in this Creole Championship. And if the organizers don't sit down, I think tomorrow and correct this, I think we're going to lose this Creole Championship. Something we started out very, very well with what's happening now. The officiating, the organization, the way things are going. If we don't sit down, I think we will lose this championship.
You spoke that you went to Martinique and you get some bad decision and you took it with a grain of salt. Probably these other countries don't have no salt.
Maybe they don't have.
Yeah, but Brian, before that we saw another bad decision where Capra lost, and the Martinique didn't take it lightly against the boxer from Cayenne. We saw last evening we get two bad decisions also, and it seems like the beat goes on, like what the song as the song said, and the beat goes on.
Well, this is sports. This is sports. You have to appreciate defeat for you to accept victory. If you cannot appreciate defeat, then you cannot accept victory. So we see Martinique wants to win everything. Whenever a decision goes against Martinique, I can understand that. They need to show better sportsmanship. Not good at all.
Well, as you speak on that, as the boxers get ready, I'll bring in Dalton. Dalton, you saw a lot of commotion. You yourself, as a product of boxing, and you were speaking on that even today about discipline in the ring. You saw what went on there a while ago?
Well, it's a sport of controversy, but people don't see the fact that a boxer put a lot into being in the ring, and if a boxer feel like he's being treated unfairly, sometimes he boil over, because sometimes you go to camps and then you have to cut on your weight, you have to train so hard, and then you feel like you're not being appreciated, like things not going your way. And you know how boxing is, the sport of controversy, and here we see it again, big controversy. But we have Marvin Anthony coming up live, and we'll be watching this fight.
Okay, well, this fight we see Marvin Anthony will be coming up against a boxer from Cayenne. He'll be coming up against Julian DeVos. DeVos from Cayenne, Marvin Anthony from St. Lucia. Marvin Anthony is an upcoming boxer, one of our promising boxers, and I think Marvin Anthony really want to do good in this one, Dalton.
Well, that's by Marvin Anthony, and I can tell you he's a good boxer. He got good power, and he could keep pressure, and he's full of stamina. And I'm looking to see him. I'm looking to see him tonight because he's a great boxer, and he's up and rising. And I want to see what he's going to do today.
And the bell goes. Marvin Anthony coming up again. This boxer here, his name is Julian DeVos. Julian DeVos against Marvin Anthony. And Marvin Anthony is looking at his man. DeVos is trying to attack with some wild punches, but Marvin Anthony is watching him, and he's moving in the clinch in the middle of the ring. The referee intercept and said break. Brian, this one seems like it has some aggression. The aggression seems like it's boiling over into all the matches now, Brian.
Yes, 75 kg novice Julian DeVos against Marvin Anthony. Marvin not having many bouts, had some experience in the British Army, did some boxing there. DeVos, don't know too much about him. He's told us that he's only had one fight, so the two of them looking to get their country some points and going to the finals to try and win a gold medal.
Marvin Anthony looking at his man. All these boxers fighting with real aggression and swinging, but Marvin Anthony is looking at his boxer. This guy Julian DeVos seems he have a lot of aggression, but Marvin Anthony is matching him with aggression, and I know Marvin Anthony can fight. This one could go anyway. We got to watch and see how the officiating will go with this. The referees have to take charge of the fights, Brian.
Yes, the referees certainly need to do a lot in terms of the fights. Control the bouts. Don't let it get out of hand, because there are certain little things which boxers do. Boxers have a lot of tricks. So you need to keep your eye open at all times.
The temperature right now here is evening, Brian. It's going WWF. It's going WWF. And if the referees don't really take charge of what's going on here, we may see the Sheik and some of the top wrestlers appearing from boxers here this evening, Brian.
Now we need to keep it civil. We need to keep, this is boxing, we not talking about WF or whatever squared circle. This is boxing. Let's keep it as civil and let's keep it as disciplined as well.
Well, the referees have to control it. We can say how much we want it to be disciplined, but if the referees don't control the bouts, it's really getting out there. Marvin Anthony backing up his man with a good jab. Follow up with a double 1-2. I'll bring in Dalton here, Dalton. You can pick it up from here, Dalton.
Yeah, there's a lot of rough housing tactics being used by the Cayenne boxer. I think he's trying to make it a brawl, but Marvin is trying to keep it classy in the true spirit of the game. But I think the Cayenne boxer looks very inexperienced. He looks like he's swinging around. He got the aggression. He looks, I don't know if he have the stamina, but it will be a heck of a night if he keep on fighting like that, because I know Marvin needs to make use of his right hand. I know he fight both ways. He could switch southpaw and hit him with a straight left because he's coming in and his guard is not well protected. I think Marvin should have this fight.
Yes, good comments there from Dalton, Brian.
Yes, very good comments there from Dalton indeed. I think the focus needs to be kept by Marvin Anthony. Just move around the ring, the lateral movements, continue jabbing and score points and win your fight. Don't look at what has gone on before. Put everything behind you. Shut out everything and just continue to do what your coaches tell you to do. And he has a spot in the finals. If he does win, he'll take on Quintin Megage of Martinique.
What Dalton was saying is that the boxer from Cayenne is trying to make it into a brawl, but Marvin have to try to fight and don't brawl with this guy. And try Marvin score with a good double jab and a hook, Brian. And Marvin is moving and trying to pick his man right now. Marvin is moving, his man is trying to make it into a brawl. Marvin is watching him closely. He's trying to make a rough house, Brian.
Well, that's what we said. Marvin needs to concentrate, work on good quality boxing, throw his jab, move around, and just don't find himself brawling with the opponent.
You have to fight his fight and don't fight the fighter from Cayenne fight. He's spitting out his mouth guard very often.
Well, that is some tactics fighters used to buy time. But I think he's sending punches from awkward angles and it's very difficult for Marvin to block it. But he's not really boxing, he's brawling. And Marvin should back him away and time him with some right shots in his face. Because every time he come in, he's leaning forward and his face is wide open. Marvin should hit him with some rights. Or Marvin should try to back him up because he don't really look like he have any defense going for him. He's just an awkward fighter, sending punches from awkward angles and just using some rough housing tactics and, well, you could say cheating because he's spitting out the mouth deliberately to buy time.
This guy is not allowing Marvin to box. He's just rushing, he's just wrestling. It's up and down. This fight really getting out of hand. The referee needs to take control. He's trying to slash again at Marvin, and Marvin is holding his man, trying to keep him off as he tried to brawl. Brian, this fight is really getting brawling, Brian.
Yes, Marvin needs to keep his focus, and I think he might just get this DeVos in some trouble there. We see another right hand there by Marvin, but DeVos seems to be holding and pulling and doing all type of tactics which are not part of boxing. I think also the mouth guard from DeVos came down on 2 occasions. Isn't there a rule when the mouth guard is out on 2 occasions that the fight is over?
Yes, definitely. We just spoke about the rules of this game, and it appears like the referees in the official in this tournament this year is really poor. They're not working with the rules. They're not working with the regulation, and it's causing the boxers to go out of control. But Marvin Anthony keep jabbing at his man. And what you have to say about this wrong here, Dalton?
I will say Marvin really sticking to him. Marvin hit him with some harder shots. Yes, he's awkward as well, he's eating, but Marvin is protecting himself really, really beautifully. And the fight is doing in Marvin's favor, I must say. Because he looked like he's running out of gas, and Marvin looked like he will probably score a knockout or bring in the stoppage, because he's out of gas right now. He's holding, he's ducking, he's spitting out the mouthpiece, he's trying to buy time. He's not fit, and I think Marvin should get him out of there in the last round. Let's watch how this match goes.
Brian, you make some very predictable calls from last night. Every time you say something, it happens. Brian, I really want you to sum up what you've been seeing so far with this round and some of the previous round tonight?
Well, I think what happened in this round, Marvin Anthony is trying to box against an opponent who does not want to box. He wants to box against an opponent who wants to brawl, and it's going to be difficult. You try to follow the techniques and the instructions of your coach, and against a boxer who does not want to box, it's difficult. But he should just continue in that vein. He's scored some good punches so far, and I think he's ahead. And maybe he should try to go for the kill in this third round.
Marvin is trying to fight. Marvin is trying to fight the fight of the Cayenne guy. He's wrestling. He's doing all kind of different things in the ring, but the referee is not taking charge of the bout, Brian.
Certainly so. We've been seeing that all. And I'll say another good one there by Marvin Anthony. He has a standing 8 there administered by the referee, and Marvin Anthony seems to be all over DeVos now, Chicks.
Brian, it's the first time I saw a standing 8 count from since night number 1 to night number 2. So like you make that call.
Another good left jab there by Marvin Anthony. DeVos seems to be losing it now.
He's run out of steam. He's run out of tactics. Marvin Anthony is watching him and he's picking him with some good shots. Marvin Anthony is trying to close him down with some good combination. He holds on. Marvin Anthony back away with a double 1-2. He's getting him with a good right. Follow up with the left. He's hooking. He's ducking. He's keeping his head low. The referee say box on. And Marvin Anthony back up and hit him with a good left again. Marvin Anthony's all over this guy here this evening. He scores with one. Marvin Anthony scores back again. And Marvin is all over this guy this evening. There's a lot of pushing, a lot of buckling. Brian, there's a lot of aggression in these fights here tonight, Brian.
Yes, I think from last night the tone was well set, and Marvin Anthony seems to be having his man hurt, but his man will hold on to try and keep him at bay. But the referee maybe at this time should really warn him for all that holding.
Marvin have to stick the jab out on him and slip and catch him with some good shots because he's tired, he's crouching. You have to slip and catch him with the jabs. Marvin Anthony working on his man. 1-2. He's back up again. Watching his man again. Loading up. One. And they come, and this is the end of the round. End of the round. Dalton, what do you have to say about this one?
I will say this fight is in Marvin's favor because Marvin was hitting him. The Cayenne fighter really used some bad tactics, and I have to question the refereeing of this fight. Had it been in an international tournament, I think the Cayenne boxer would be disqualified. Because he's holding too much, he's ducking too much, and he's committing a lot of offenses in the sport of boxing right now, and he's not getting punished for it. I don't know if it's a soft tournament or what is going on, but the refereeing is very poor. Very poor.
Brian, we saw that the mouthpiece hit the ground twice, and Dalton just elude on the refereeing, the holding, the pushing, the grabbing, the scratching. The only thing we haven't seen some Suarez here tonight. Some Suarez tonight, Brian.
Some biting.
Well, all in all, it's a good tournament, Brian. And we've seen the passion here this evening.
Yes, it's a good tournament for exposing boxers and everything else, but the officiating and some of the bad blood and the animosity among the other teams, I don't like it at all. It is a sour taste in the competition tonight. Yes,
I was just speaking to one the official from Guadeloupe, and he was saying if it continues like this here, it's very, very, very bad for the tournament. And Marvin Anthony got a decision, Brian.
Yes, Marvin Anthony was the better boxer in terms of boxing. He tried to box, use the jab, use his right hand, use his 1-2 combinations, move around. It was difficult against this type of opponent, but in the end he prevailed. I guess Cayenne, they didn't have much boxers in this division. They wanted to bring an opponent to try and see what they could have done. Maybe not well schooled in boxing, but I guess Cayenne will be happy that they can add some points on the table.
Dalton, Marvin Anthony got his decision.
Yeah, I know Marvin Anthony was going to win. He's a good boxer and he outclassed his opponent. And he's a good guy in and outside of the ring. Marvin is a real humble guy. And he used to come in the gym.
Oh, Brian. Brian, I want you to lead this one, Brian. Here come the Linden, the Russian Marslin. Linden, the Russian Marslin is coming to the ring now. Dalton Linden is coming to the ring. And Dalton will be coming up. Linden, will be coming up against a big one. Magaj out of Martinique.
Yeah, Lindell is a good fighter. He have good technique. He and this guy have battled back and forth. Lindell getting the better of all the bouts. Well, not all of them, but Lindell get the better in the majority of the bouts. Lindell is a good fighter. He got good temperament. He have patience. He's humble. He's a hungry fighter. And Lindell always give 110% when he's out there. Let's see how Lindell do tonight. I think Lindell should put this one in the back because Lindell is a classic. He's a classic boxer and he'll get the job done for St. Lucia.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back with you in a short while as we wait the opponent coming from the dressing room.